Hey everybody, welcome back to Land Yacht Garage. In today's video, we're back to work on my 96 F350. In today's video, we are going to get the front of the truck assembled. I don't have everything to do it right now. Shop's kind of got some water in it. And at the end of the last video, you saw the flange was on the wrong side of the O2, so I just cut it in half, re-welded the flange, but the studs that's in like the O'Reilly's help section or whatever don't work on these manifolds. So I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to find the right ones. So as you can see, front of the truck jacked up. I don't think I've done anything else. But on other news, we just went up north, New Hampshire today. Well, this morning. And we picked up this T5 transmission for the bullnose rebuild that will be happening very soon. So, yeah, this came out of an early 90s Mustang. And, yeah, we ended up trading a 4-speed we had for it because this will work out better. So, there you go. Bullnose is going to be a manual. So, also got some parts for the bullnose from LMC. We've been ordering parts every week for it, so I can tear it apart here in a month. This is why I'm in a rush to get my truck done. Torque converter nuts are in. Yeah, not much else has been changed. So, I will see you guys tomorrow when hopefully my radiator support mounts will be here so I can get everything together. It is now the next day. I figured I'd show you guys a driveway expansion real quick. It's still going to go back another 20 feet. So, this was all a 4-foot drop, even back there. So, it's going to bring home more material. So, yep. So, good thing, I completely forgot that I ordered this injector. That was supposed to, I paid $20 extra shipping for it to be here Saturday. When it came Monday, there's Haley. So, good thing I didn't need that or anything. So, I guess I can get the Bronco running again. I think I might do something with that. So, waiting for my radiator support to come in. Still, they'll be here today. They're out for delivery, so it should be a couple of hours before the mail truck comes. Did some organizing in the bed, pulled some stuff out. So hopefully all of this stuff will be on the truck here by the end of the week. So I got the radiator support out. I gotta wash it because it's pretty dirty. I gotta wash the fenders because these are the next 3 pieces to go on. So I'm gonna go ahead and get those washed, and then I'm gonna clean up the shop because it feels like I'm working on top of myself because I've been just out straight for fucking a week and a half. So I'm gonna go ahead, clean the shop, wash them up, and then I'll see you guys when I get my radiator support mounts. Okay, finally, the last missing piece to the puzzle. Just got these from Bronco Graveyard. They're actually very nice, shiny. Wow. I will be reusing the old radiator support bushings. Well, they're not old. I just put them in not too long ago. So, I am going to reuse these. I have polyurethane ones, but these ones seem better quality. Windsor just had to go to an emergency trip to the vet because he decided to eat a white, fuzzy caterpillar that are poisonous to dogs. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get these bolted on and start getting the front clip together. I washed up everything. All this is washed, so there we go. Had to drag the truck over a little bit so I can work on this side. Fenders are on, radiator support's on. Fenders are not bolted in, radiator support is bolted on. Hopefully it's right. These have a lot of adjustment. If they're off, the whole rest of the truck's going to be off. So, I'm not upset about the gap. It's obviously going to have to go... It's going to have to open up that gap a little bit, but I can pull it forward. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get these fenders bolted on. Well, inner fenders are in. That was not easy. I think because they've got warped and stuff from being outside and inside and been out of a vehicle for 5-6 months, because they were an absolute bitch. It took me about all of 45 minutes just to get these plastic inner fenders in. So, especially that side. So, I'm going to go ahead and get the fan shroud and the radiator set in, because I know the wiring harness goes behind the radiator mounts. And I'm going to put the wiring harness in. Well, wiring in progress. Pretty much got everything hooked up on this side of the truck. I still got to go down and do the transmission hookups and O2 sensors. And I still got to run the wiring down to the starter, do all this alternator wiring, stuff like that. It would be huge if I can get this thing to crank tonight. I can't get it running tonight, unfortunately, because I have no oil. And obviously the engine needs oil. So, I unfortunately can't hear it run tonight, which sucks. But, oh well. Got to bolt in the radiator and stuff. Coolant's not hooked up. Transmission coolant lines aren't hooked up. So, I'm going to go ahead and get the wiring wrapped up. And maybe I can hear this thing crank. So, everything is hooked up. For some reason, as soon as I turned the key on, that window went right down. This window don't work. I have a blinker. I have 4 ways. It just clicks when I turn the key over. So, it says that the battery's dead on the volt gauge. I'm not sure if something is just pulling the voltage down that's plugged in, or if the battery's dead, which I don't think it is, but it's possible. So I'm going to put a voltmeter on the battery, and yeah, could be the bad ground too. Well, I cleaned the fuse block, replaced the battery that said 11.5, which I think 11.5 would still be enough to crank it. I've cranked vehicles on 10.5. But now, still not right. It might be this starter. I'm not sure. So tomorrow, got to get oil, transmission fluid. I'm going to wrap up underneath the hood tonight. Get all this stuff done. Maybe get my lights and everything in. I'm not sure. So see you guys when I make more progress. I'll probably do the transmission cooler lines, bolt in the radiator, AC condenser, la-di-da-di-da. So, I did get it to crank better. Can't remember where I left off. Bolted in the radiator. I'm going to call it quits for tonight, because I got plenty of work to do tomorrow, and I can't get it running until tomorrow anyway. So that is going to do it for tonight, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. So it's now the next morning. I have the airbox and everything, tubes out here drying off. They're pretty dirty. So in the meantime, I'm going to get my valence on, and then I'm going to get my header panel on, and then eventually my lights. So I'm going to wait on the cranking issue if it's an issue. I think the starters need to be worked in, because now I just got in it this morning, cranked it over, and it cranked over slow, but I'm not sure. Maybe the timing's off. Which, that wouldn't make much sense, because it could crank slow if the timing's off. But with fuel, I would think, and it has done. So, we're going to have to see on that. So, I'm going to get my valence on, my header panel, and then my lights and my grill. So, I might have gotten a little carried away here. It's fully assembled. So, got the header panel on, hood latch, grill, lights, headlight bezels, the whole intake. Put hood spring on. That whole fender right there is fucked. So, whatever. Put some water in it, because I know it's gonna leak, and sure enough, bad hose. goes somewhere over there. No big deal. Whatever. Yeah, pretty much all wrapped up. Next step, like I said, have to get oil. Got to fill the transmission, and then see if it runs and do timing, because I'm not sure if I have it right. It should be right, but I'm not sure. So, yeah, gotta go and get oil and stuff, and then get it running. Put gas in it. It needs gas. So, next steps after I get it running, pull it out, which I could do on its own if I had a universal joint, but I don't. I want to put the hood on because then the truck could be outside and it doesn't have to be in here. So, still waiting for oil. I've just been putting around little things here and there. I just ordered a U-joint. It was a little more expensive than the first one I found. The first one I found was 21 bucks, but it wouldn't be here for a week. But I found another one for 36 through Amazon, and it will be here tomorrow morning. So, whatever. It's worth the extra, 16 bucks. So, still waiting to go and get oil and stuff. Stay tuned. I just wanted to tell you guys, stay tuned. Probably within a month, new bonus video coming because I got to get everything winterized. Next week is October. I gotta do antifreeze checks on everything. I have to do a bunch of winterizing and stuff. So, finally, hopefully I can go get oil here soon. Well, it won't be running nor driving. So, just put some fuel in it to see if I can get some fuel up to it or whatever. And, well, I couldn't get it to build pressure, so I just jumped the relay. And, well, I just dumped about 1.5 gallons of fuel on my floor. The crossover line between the two rails is blown on my free fuel rail that I met a guy in an urban parking lot. So that really sucks because I gotta pull the whole top of the motor apart again. Well, plenum, throttle body, all that, which really sucks. And I gotta find one, which sucks even more. It is now nighttime, and the truck is now outside. So I did end up getting it to fire a little bit with a massive fuel leak. Probably shouldn't have, but whatever. There's all fuel. Timing's off, which on these, you can't even adjust the timing 1 degree or they'll run like shit. So I still gotta time it, but I gotta pull the top of the motor off again, well, the plenum and all that stuff. And I gotta find another fuel rail. So I got the hood on. That was a lot of adjusting. It's still not 100% right, but it's as good as it's getting for now. So, yeah, that tire's low. But I will see you guys tomorrow for more than likely an outro. I'm going to do a new fuel rail off camera and stuff. So, I guess I will see you guys tomorrow for an outro. So, it is now the next day again. And guess what? We haven't had rain in like over a month. Guess what? It's raining. Literally not even 12 hours after I put my truck outside. So that sucks because this window rolled down as soon as I turned the key on and won't roll back up. So I got to power probe it back up for now. Parts inside of my bed, which is no big deal. Some parts for the ball nose and stuff. So today, what I got to do is get this window rolled up because I think my cab ceiling problem is not the windshield. I think it was that driver's door because you could see outside. So I actually might wash it. I'm not sure. Depends how far my hose reaches. So I might try to give it a quick bath. So I'm not sure. My conversion U-joint did come in, so I could put the dry shaft in this. And I also just talked to the guy I got the fuel rail off of, and he said, years ago, his braided line blew on his 302, and what he did was replace it with a fuel injection line with a hose clamps, and it was fine. It's been like that for years, so I might try that on this. I still got to pull the plenum off, but fuel rails on eBay are going for like $300. So, and I got to clean the shop. So I'll see you guys when I do some stuff, because this video is only like 13 minutes. So I've got this window to roll up. I had to pull the door panel off and power probe the window motor. Both windows don't work properly. This one rolls down and won't go up automatically. That one doesn't do anything. And I'm glad that I've already got rid of my crank window doors, so I have to get the power window doors working. And I have to figure out that was somehow. My buddy, actually, he put power window doors on his that wasn't made for power windows, which I'm not sure why it's doing this. I've spliced every wire together properly. And this truck's factory, well, this dash harness and everything is factory power windows. And he actually just put a drill battery in the glove box, and that's how he ran his passenger power window. So, yeah. Gotta shut up the slider. Here's how under the hood turned out. Obviously, I missed green on the intake and stuff. I gotta pull plenum, which I gotta pull that back off anyway. So yeah, didn't turn out half bad. Motor looked a lot better with all the 90 DFI bullshit on it, but oh well. You know how things are just going too right, and then, you know, when you buy a $40 conversion U-joint and they don't send you new clips, okay, whatever. And then you try to reuse the old ones, and one of them breaks in half. And then, you know, they go in fine and everything, but the U-joint is not big enough. Fits great on the dry shaft. Apparently, Spicer can't make a conversion U-joint. I swear, it's just going to be one of those days. So, that puts a kibosh on that. So, that puts a kibosh on truck driving, the truck running, because fuel rail is broken. So, yeah. The shop is now all cleaned up. Usually after I sweep it, I just leaf blow it, because obviously I can't sweep into the crannies of the shitty concrete. So I completely forgot until I opened up this drawer to put in something. I have yellow rock lights for that truck. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and get the front two installed, because I'm not going to install the rear ones because the bed has to come back off anyway. So, yeah, I'm going to try to get this thing inside. Well, they're definitely a lot brighter than I thought they'd be. Obviously, once it gets dark out, I'll probably do another little clip. You know what? I'm not sure if the bulb I haven't wired into is parking lights. They should be parking lights. And headlights. Yep. They're on parking and headlights, which is perfect. So they'll be on whenever the lights are on. Don't worry about, yellow being tow, because the bullnose has red, and we got pulled over by a state trooper for not having red rock lights. And the red rock lights were on, and he didn't say a thing about it. Or he didn't say anything about the no inspection sticker either. Or the out cab light. Huh. So, yeah, I just gotta clean this up, obviously. I'm not gonna leave it like this. This looks like shit. And I gotta tighten it down. Well, it's like 10 o'clock at night. It doesn't really pick up the yellow on the screen too well, but they are yellow. Just yellow doesn't pick up on my camera that great. So, There we go. And I left the parking lights on all day by accident. So my battery's dead, so I just had to swap the battery. So I was here the next day, shitty rainy day. I am gonna go ahead, get the top of the motor back apart so I can do that braided line. So had a little incident getting it in here. The wheel chocker failed to do their job, and the truck rolled right through the back of the shelter. So I'm gonna go ahead, just get this thing blown apart real quick, and so I can go ahead and get a rubber line. About 10 minutes later, it's actually not braided line. It's this PEX type stuff that's all gooey, probably from old fuel. And now, oh, right in the eye. That felt great. Yeah, done. So, now I'm debating if I want to pull the fuel rail and do that one while I'm here. I don't know, I might leave it because this side's the pressure one. This, once it goes through all the rails, is the return. Worst comes to worst, I'll have to pull it apart again to replace that one. I know I should do it while I'm here, but that's more of a pain in the ass. So, I just gotta use a razor blade and cut it off the barb. I thought it was braided. It's not. Clearly. So that's all fixed up. Don't mind the blood on the intake. Apparently the cast on the intake is extremely sharp and will slice your knuckle to the bone. So go ahead, get the plenum back on, and I got to, where is it? I gotta replace this rubber hose because it has a hole in it. So plenum is fully bolted on. Now it's just all the stupid little petty stuff. Well, it's almost, it's ready to run, except for my stupid ass left the key on last night when I was filming that clip, and the battery is obviously stone cold dead. So, yeah. Well, in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and figure out, I'm gonna do something on dry shaft just to get it to move around the yard. I think you guys are gonna like it. There we go. We got 75 cents on this side and 85 cents on this side. Again, not going on the road like this. Just temporary so I can move around the yard. So I gotta get the other side U-joint in and clips on this one and go ahead, shove it in there. So this definitely is not the right dry shaft. Will it work to move it around the yard? Yes. So it's bolted in back there, and the way that I'm running this dry shaft, there's actually two slip yokes. One in the dry shaft, one in the transmission. As you can see, the one in the transmission is fully bottomed out, and this one only has about another ½ inch of slip left in it. So definitely gonna have to get a new dry shaft made. No big deal though, because this one is pretty pitted, so 800 bucks will get me a new one. Well, old Frankenstein drives. Drove it around right there and went to back it up and it hit the dead spot in the fuel pump. So I gotta go beat on it, but wanted to get everything out of here moved. I guess I should put my little dipstick back in my transmission. Whoops. Okay guys, so my truck is back in the shelter. As soon as I got it in here, shut it off, went to restart it. Fuel pump's not kicking on. It honestly might be out of fuel. I'm not 100% sure. I can't hear anything because it's raining. So, I'm not sure. There's still a bunch of little things to do to it. And on top of, I gotta do my lift. I gotta do my brakes. Still a whole shit ton of work to do. Finish up my interior. And a bunch of stuff. I am going this weekend to buy a front bumper for it. I'm not doing an OBS. I am doing a 17 to 19 F350 6.7 bumper. And yeah, still a bunch of work to do. Just got some more parts for the bullnose, some spring towers and stuff like that. I'm not sure what next week's video will be. I'm going to be honest with you guys, it might be a subscriber update. Because I'm not sure if I'll have another video on this because I don't record everything I do to it. If you guys want to see that, let me know. Yeah, this has to be out. Today's Thursday, and the last video of this just premiered today. So, I don't think there's anything else. Gotta fix an oil leak on this. Not sure what's going on there. I'm gonna try to tighten down the oil filter a little bit more. Do an oil change, get it running, do the timing and stuff like that. I might make a video on that. I'm not sure. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Starting up a second channel. Let me know in the comments. So some of you guys may know, some of you may not. I am banned from going live on YouTube for some reason after 5 years. So if you guys want to see me go live on YouTube and maybe bonus content or something like that, let me know, and I can start up a second channel very easily just for live streams. So let me know in the comments because I'd like to hear from you guys on that. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends, and I will see you guys in the next video.